Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have a deeply insightful and eye-opening topic for you. 10 states in America that will collapse in 2024. We're diving deep into the economic, social, and environmental challenges facing these states and what it could mean for the future. So, grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get started. First up, we have California. Known for its beautiful beaches, tech innovation, and Hollywood glamour, California also faces some severe issues. The state's high cost of living is a major concern, with housing prices soaring beyond the reach of many residents. This has led to a significant increase in homelessness, which now affects over 150,000 people across the state. The issue is particularly acute in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, where tent cities and encampments have become common sights. Beyond housing, California is grappling with a water crisis exacerbated by persistent droughts. The state's agricultural sector, vital to both the local and national economy, is under threat, which could lead to higher food prices and further economic instability. But the challenges don't stop there. California is also at the forefront of climate change impacts, experiencing some of the most devastating wildfires in its history. These fires not only destroy homes and businesses, but also strain the state's resources and infrastructure. The economic cost of these natural disasters runs into billions of dollars annually, affecting everything from insurance rates to public services. Additionally, the state's energy grid is under pressure, with rolling blackouts becoming more frequent as demand outstrips supply. Coupled with a political landscape that often sees intense debate and division, these issues contribute to an environment of uncertainty and potential risk for the state's future stability. It's not just California, folks. Moving on to our next state, Illinois. Illinois is grappling with enormous debt and a pension crisis that could spell disaster. The state has one of the highest levels of unfunded pension liabilities in the nation, with billions owed to public employees. This financial burden is exacerbated by a shrinking tax base as residents and businesses leave the state in search of more favorable economic conditions. The city of Chicago, in particular, is a microcosm of Illinois' broader fiscal problems. With high property taxes and significant budget deficits, Chicago's financial woes reflect the larger issues at play across the state. This has led to credit downgrades and increased borrowing costs, further straining the state's resources. Moreover, Illinois faces significant infrastructure challenges. Many of the state's roads, bridges, and public transit systems are in dire need of repair and modernization. This not only hampers economic growth, but also impacts the daily lives of residents who rely on these systems. The state's education system is also under pressure, with funding disparities affecting the quality of education in different regions. Coupled with political gridlock in Springfield, efforts to address these issues have been slow and contentious. Without comprehensive reforms and strategic investments, Illinois risks falling into a deeper financial crisis, potentially leading to severe cuts in essential services and further outmigration. If you found the video helpful so far, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Illinois isn't alone in this struggle. New Jersey, despite its proximity to the bustling metropolis of New York City, faces significant economic challenges that could lead to potential collapse. The state has one of the highest property tax rates in the country, placing a heavy burden on homeowners and contributing to the overall high cost of living. This, coupled with a steadily increasing state debt and unfunded pension liabilities, has strained the state's finances. The economic landscape is further complicated by a business environment that struggles with high regulatory burdens and taxes, which can deter investment and job creation. These factors have contributed to a situation where many residents and businesses are considering relocating to states with lower costs and more favorable business climates. Moreover, New Jersey's infrastructure is in dire need of investment and modernization. The state's transportation system, including roads, bridges, and public transit, faces significant challenges due to aging infrastructure and insufficient funding for maintenance and upgrades. This impacts not only commuter convenience, but also economic productivity and growth. Additionally, New Jersey's education system, while benefiting from proximity to leading universities and research institutions, faces disparities in funding and student outcomes across different districts. Addressing these complex issues requires comprehensive reforms in fiscal policy, infrastructure investment, and education funding to ensure New Jersey's long-term economic viability and resilience. Which state do you live in? Write the name of your state in the comments. Now, let's head south to Louisiana. This state faces the dual threat of economic challenges and environmental crises. Louisiana's economy has long been dependent on the oil and gas industry, which provides a significant portion of the state's revenue and jobs. However, with fluctuating oil prices and increasing global shifts toward renewable energy, this dependence has become a vulnerability. The state has struggled to diversify its economy, making it difficult to adapt to these changes. Additionally, Louisiana's public education system is often ranked among the lowest in the nation, contributing to a workforce that is less prepared for emerging industries. High poverty rates and a struggling healthcare system further exacerbate the state's economic instability. Beyond economic issues, Louisiana is on the front lines of environmental crises. The state is particularly susceptible to hurricanes and flooding, which have caused extensive damage in recent years. In 2020 alone, Hurricanes Laura and Delta inflicted billions of dollars in damage, displacing thousands of residents and overwhelming local resources. Furthermore, coastal erosion and rising sea levels threaten the state's very geography, with entire communities at risk of being submerged. The loss of wetlands, which serve as natural buffers against storm surges, has only heightened this vulnerability. These environmental challenges not only strain the state's finances but also pose existential threats to its communities and industries. Addressing these intertwined issues requires urgent and comprehensive action, which has so far been insufficient. West Virginia is another state on the brink, grappling with a myriad of economic and social challenges. Once a thriving hub for coal mining, West Virginia's economy has faced a steep decline as the demand for coal has diminished due to environmental regulations and a global shift towards cleaner energy sources. This downturn has led to significant job losses and left many communities struggling. Efforts to diversify the economy by attracting new industries, such as technology and tourism, have been met with mixed results. The state also faces a significant brain drain, with young people leaving in search of better opportunities elsewhere, further exacerbating the economic stagnation. In addition to economic woes, West Virginia is confronting a severe opioid crisis, which has ravaged communities and strained public health resources. The state has one of the highest rates of opioid-related deaths in the country, impacting families and overburdening healthcare systems. This public health emergency has had a ripple effect, leading to increased rates of crime and incarceration. Furthermore, West Virginia's education system is underfunded and struggling to provide quality education, contributing to a cycle of poverty and limited opportunities. Infrastructure in the state is also in dire need of investment, with many roads, bridges, and public facilities in disrepair. Without significant intervention and strategic planning, these challenges could push West Virginia closer to a state of collapse. Do you also feel like these events are happening in your area too? Comment your thoughts. Let's not forget about Alaska. This stunning state, with its breathtaking landscapes and abundant natural resources, faces unique challenges that threaten its economic stability. Alaska's economy is heavily dependent on oil, which has historically provided a substantial portion of the state's revenue. However, fluctuating oil prices and increasing global emphasis on renewable energy sources have left the state in a precarious position. The decline in oil revenues has led to significant budget shortfalls, impacting public services and infrastructure development. Efforts to diversify the economy, such as promoting tourism and fishing, are underway but have not yet been sufficient to offset the losses from the oil sector. Moreover, Alaska is acutely affected by climate change. Rising temperatures are melting permafrost, which not only threatens the structural integrity of buildings and roads but also releases greenhouse gases, further exacerbating global warming. Coastal erosion and sea level rise are also major concerns, with some communities being forced to relocate entirely. These environmental changes are not just ecological crises, they have profound economic and social implications. The state's remote geography compounds these issues, making it more challenging and expensive to deliver services and maintain infrastructure. Additionally, Alaska's population is relatively small and dispersed, which can limit the workforce and consumer base necessary for economic growth. Without substantial investment in adaptation and diversification strategies, Alaska faces an uncertain future. Next on our list is Mississippi. a state with a rich cultural history but facing significant economic and social challenges. Mississippi consistently ranks among the lowest in the nation for key indicators such as healthcare, education, and economic stability. High poverty rates are a persistent issue, with nearly 20% of the population living below the poverty line. This economic hardship is compounded by a lack of access to quality healthcare, which has been exacerbated by the closure of several rural hospitals in recent years. These closures leave many residents without critical medical services, further entrenching the cycle of poverty and poor health outcomes. Education is another major area of concern for Mississippi. The state's public education system struggles with underfunding, which leads to large disparities in educational quality between districts. This results in lower graduation rates and limited opportunities for higher education and well-paying jobs for many young people. Moreover, Mississippi's economy has not diversified significantly, remaining heavily reliant on agriculture and manufacturing. While these industries are vital, they often provide lower wages and are susceptible to market fluctuations. Efforts to attract new industries and create a more robust economic base have been slow to materialize. Without strategic investments in education, healthcare, and economic diversification, Mississippi faces a daunting uphill battle to avoid further decline and potential collapse. Moving west, we find New Mexico, a state rich in cultural heritage and natural beauty but facing significant economic and social challenges. New Mexico has one of the highest poverty rates in the country, with nearly 20% of its residents living below the poverty line. This widespread poverty is exacerbated by a struggling job market and low wages, which contribute to a cycle of economic hardship for many families. Additionally, New Mexico's public education system ranks among the lowest in the nation, with chronic underfunding leading to poor student outcomes and limited opportunities for higher education and career advancement. This lack of educational attainment further hinders the state's ability to attract and retain high-paying industries and jobs. The state's economic challenges are compounded by significant issues in healthcare and infrastructure. New Mexico has a high rate of uninsured residents and limited access to quality healthcare, particularly in rural areas. This contributes to poor health outcomes and places a strain on the state's healthcare system. Moreover, New Mexico's infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and public facilities, is in dire need of investment and modernization. The state also faces environmental challenges, such as water scarcity and the impacts of climate change, which threaten its agricultural sector and overall sustainability. Efforts to diversify the economy and improve public services have been slow, and without substantial reform and investment, New Mexico risks further economic decline and instability. Nevada, known for the bright lights of Las Vegas and its vibrant entertainment industry, is also on shaky ground. The state's economy is heavily reliant on tourism, gaming, and hospitality, sectors that are highly sensitive to economic fluctuations. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted this vulnerability when lockdowns and travel restrictions led to a dramatic drop in tourism, causing significant economic losses and job cuts. Even as the economy begins to recover, the reliance on these volatile industries poses a long-term risk. Efforts to diversify the economy by attracting tech companies and other industries have seen some success, but these new sectors are not yet robust enough to offset the potential downturns in tourism. Additionally, Nevada faces substantial challenges related to water scarcity and environmental sustainability. The state's rapid population growth and the persistent drought in the southwest have put immense pressure on water resources, particularly from the Colorado River, which supplies the majority of Nevada's water. Las Vegas, despite its desert location, has managed to implement impressive water conservation measures, but the broader issue of water availability remains critical. Moreover, Nevada's education system struggles with underfunding, resulting in low rankings for public school performance. The state also grapples with high rates of poverty and homelessness, further stressing public services and infrastructure. Without comprehensive strategies to address these intertwined issues, Nevada risks significant socio-economic instability in the coming years. Lastly, we have Connecticut, a state known for its wealth and proximity to New York City, but grappling with significant financial challenges. Connecticut has one of the highest tax burdens in the nation, with property taxes particularly burdensome for residents. This has contributed to a trend of outmigration, as individuals and businesses seek more affordable living and operating costs elsewhere. The state's fiscal health is further strained by large unfunded pension liabilities and healthcare costs for public employees, which continue to grow. Efforts to reform these systems have been contentious, leading to political gridlock and uncertainty about the state's financial future. Moreover, Connecticut's economy has struggled to recover fully from the 2008 financial crisis, with slow job growth and disparities in income and wealth distribution. While the state benefits from a diverse economy that includes finance, insurance, and manufacturing sectors, it also faces competition from neighboring states with lower operating costs and more business-friendly environments. The COVID-19 pandemic further exposed vulnerabilities in Connecticut's economy, particularly in sectors reliant on in-person activities and tourism. Infrastructure in the state is also aging and in need of investment, from roads and bridges to public transportation systems. Addressing these economic, fiscal, and infrastructure challenges will require bold leadership and strategic investments to ensure Connecticut's long-term stability and prosperity. By the way, if you love traveling and exploring different countries, this video introduces the top 10 safest countries in the world. Don't miss out on watching it.